back with another video. Today I'm going to be teaching how to roam. Like, I'm not going to say pro because I'm not pro at this kind of stuff. But I'm going to be teaching you the operators you should be roaming with and the operators you shouldn't and how to roam. So the main operators I would consider to roam are Legion. These are the operators I mainly roam as. I mainly roam as Legion, Vigil, and where's he at? I can't find him. Cab sometimes I roam with, but the main operators I mainly, when I play, I mainly roam as Vigil and Legion. Vigil and Legion are mainly the three ones you should probably be roaming as a defenseman. I do not like Caveira, personally. I do not like Caveira. So, if you are going to be roaming Vigil, Legion, or I've seen people roam as Goyo. I don't know if it's a good idea. But Legion and Vigil are my two main ops to roam as. These two. And as a roamer, I use the Boss G for Vigil. I use the Boss G and the C7 Auto. We're going to go in as Vigil. And we are going to be showing you just some tips of how to roam. So, okay, I don't... Where am I? Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. Yo, okay, I know these tips. So the main tips for roaming. What am I hearing? Yo, what am I hearing, bro? I'm trying to do my... Okay, that's fine. Okay, actually, no, it's not. This is kind of a pain. Bro, this is actually kind of annoying, bro. Can you shut up? Shut up. Okay, it's in F1. Okay, that's just fine. Okay, so, as I was saying, to mainly be roaming, these are the two ops. Like I said, I use Vigil. At the very beginning of pre-phase, people are like, just leave. They just straight up leave. They're like, yeah, frick this, we're not gonna help set up site. Set up site. Help set up site as a roamer. It doesn't matter. You have enough time to roam anyways. So, the main thing I would mainly advise as a roamer is help your teammate out with, like, getting the walls open and just getting the walls open and barricading the things you need to barricade. I mainly roam on coastline. The main two reasons I mainly on coastline is because I know the map very well. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this off so I can actually... Bro, they won't shut up. Shut up. Oh, that's at the security room. That's fine. So, the main two areas I roam on defense are mainly hallway and Sunrise Bar. These are the main two areas I roam on defense for two main reasons. People mainly go through Blue Bar. They mainly go through here. They'll mainly sometimes go through here. They will go through this site. They'll mainly come through this site. They mainly come through this site. They'll come up if you're playing this site. If you're playing, I don't know what the heck this site's called. Hold on, let me ping it. Billiards room. If you're in billiards, if your setup is in billiards room, you should play at least... Hold on. You should at least be playing Sunrise Bar, hallway. Mainly be Sunrise Bar, hallway, downstairs hallway, and hallway and south hallway. These are the main two areas you should mainly be playing as roamer. So the rounds are 2 minutes. For the first at least minute or so, people usually come rushing through here. People usually rush through Sunrays and Blue Bar. So at the very beginning of the round, I usually go down here, and I usually stay down here and I hide out. And I wait until I hear footsteps. I usually use Boss G because it can shoot from far. And it can pack a punch. For secondary, I use the Tech 9. I think it's called Tech 9. I don't know what it's called. But people usually use the other one. because it shoots fast. But I would highly recommend using this one because it has less recoil and it shoots faster. Less recoil and has a lot more ammo. And I mean, like from afar, you could also pretty shoot. I don't know how much damage it does from far, but let's see somebody swinging this hallway. I mean, that's terrible aim. But hallway is the main area you should be roaming. Main area you should be holding down. Blue bar, you don't really need to watch. I mean, you're basically watching it. So let's say you're watching hallway. You're hiding in sunrise bar. You hear somebody. Let's say right here. Let's say you hear somebody right here. You're gonna be walking. You're gonna swing. You kill them. You kill them. Pop, and then you could swing this and see if there's somebody blue bar. But you should have this camera still, hopefully. So you should have. I would highly not recommend playing as a stack. Is there a way I could like silence this thing? Because I'm trying to like talk and it's kind of annoying. No, I don't need this. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to restart, frick. I'll restart it, why not? I don't want sounds. I really don't. I should have this, but I should have it on the controls and something that when I make this video. So, anyways, as I was saying, I would mainly recommend Vigil's a pretty good operator. The C7, this is what it's called. Vigil's a good operator. If you're feeling good, then I'd use them. I would usually mainly use Legion because I'll also show you some spots on Legion. So, let me go back to where I was. Hopefully it already has like, okay. It literally.
Welcome to the landmark drone. I'm gonna go ahead and randomly activate a single device.
No, don't. Don't you dare.
You locate and deactivate it as quickly as you can.
Don't. Okay, we can actually do this now. So I mainly play roam as Legion, like I said. Some good Legion spots would be, I mean, you probably should know them. But anyways, as I was saying, let's say you're playing this. I don't have anything, but you could also like, let's say you could have this. You could have a wall open. You could have a little wall open because you would play this because you would want to have an angle of them coming from sunrise from blue bar. You would want to have an angle from them coming up from blue bar. They're gonna be like this. They mainly would not check this. I'm gonna show you a nice angle that you can have from far from blue bar. You can have this little angle right here. This angle right here from in sunrise bar. You can have this angle, this tight angle, and then you can see them walking through. You could just like you can have this angle, and then you could just and then you could shoot them. I would not, like I said, I would probably recommend maybe not having this if you're not playing Legion. If you're playing maybe Vigil, you'd have a good idea. But if you're like, let's say you're just getting the hang of, see, there you go. Clear those two pillows, and then you could have this angle. You could get rid of that too. But let's say you're just trying to get the hang of roaming, and people are like, oh, you're bad at roaming. You could have this angle. You don't need this. You really don't need this. Sometimes you can have it, but people are going to probably mainly. So, you don't need to probably shouldn't have this. I don't know why I said you should. Probably shouldn't have this, because people are going to be like, oh, there's somebody there. So, one of the main angles that would be good is this angle right here. You could have this little tight angle. You'll literally see him walking by. You could maybe wait a little and then swing out, and then you could kill him just like that. And then now they're dead. What was I gonna say? So yeah, this is a really good angle you should have. Really beautiful, really good. It's a really good angle. I use a lot to get free kills. Cause let's say you're the offender. What the hell am I saying? Let's say you're offense and you're swinging. They would probably. You should hopefully also have somebody on cam. Hopefully. I would recommend not playing. I would recommend not roaming on. I would recommend not roaming if you're solo queuing. Maybe you could, but people are not gonna be looking at cams. They don't care. They're not gonna look at cams. I think they're gonna go on freaking TikTok or something. They're gonna go on TikTok. That's mainly what it is. They're gonna go on TikTok. So mainly I would do this if you have a full stack, or at least like one other person, so they could watch this cam. Watch this cam. So let's say I'm the offense. I'm gonna be walking in. You're gonna be focused on stairs. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna be the offense is gonna be focused on stairs. So even if they check this, they're not gonna have an angle. They're not gonna have an angle. Once they come into this site, they're not gonna have time. Once they come into this part, they're not gonna have time. They're gonna flick, and then they're gonna be like, boom, they're really gonna be dead. They're not gonna have time. Like I said, it is a really good pixel angle that you will have. And you boom, dead. Boom, dead. It's quite simple. So this is where I was shooting, right here. Right here. So let's say they are walking through, and let's say like, okay, let's see where they're at. They're gonna be checking that, okay, nobody's there. Once they get right here, then I got time, and they're gonna be dead. Boom, dead. So I really like this angle. This is a really good angle. I like. It's good. It really is a good angle. You could also throw maybe like a Legion, like right there. You can't really see it. Once they're going in, they're gonna be like, okay, who's there? Boom. So you also hear it. So I mean, you could free roam if you're in solo queue, but you would have to put it like right there. You'd be walking in. You'd be like, okay, they're gonna be rushing towards sightseeing. They're gonna be going through stairs. So it is really I really like this side angle. Like I said, I'm gonna move on to the next angle I know as a roamer. Next angle you could use as a roamer is this angle. It's also in Sunrise Bar. It is also in Sunrise Bar. It is also a really good angle. I don't know why I did that. It's also a really good angle to have. You go about right here. Right here. You go right here. You maybe about, you could also have this, but I would not recommend this because they're going to see your head fully. I'd recommend right here, this site, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here. Right here. This is all you need. If you have good aim, you could maybe move a little bit more. If you have good aim, boom. I'm going to try to get it so you guys can see. I'm going to try to. Okay, right there. So, you know, they're going to be going, like I said. Once they get to this, boom, they're dead. You have to have good aim though, because it is a very tight angle. Let me put a drone right here. Let me put a BP so you guys can see how it gets it. We're gonna put a BP. Once again, like I said, right here. Move 5 steps, 4 steps, right here. That's all you need. See, they'll barely even see you. They'll be walking up, they're not gonna have their eyes on them, and then boom, they're dead. So these are 2 really good angles. So let's say you roam twice, and you get a kill with this one. Boom, dead. They're dead now. And let's say they're like, oh frick, now I know that angle. I'm gonna watch this angle, or I'm gonna drone them out. Then next round, you move to this angle. You move to this angle. You move to this angle, and then there you go. The next angle I have for Sunrise Bar is kind of weird, but it's right here. Let me put a BP down. It's basically also the same angle from basically where you're at, but it is in a different area, a different spot. You want to go all the way right here, crouch a little, peek very little, and then now I'm going to show you. You could kind of see your legs. You could go like, I would see like this. This, if anything, I would not recommend this one a lot because they're going to be able to see your flat body pretty easily. So I would recommend, maybe, I would recommend, I don't know if I'd recommend it like really well. But it's a good angle. I like this angle, personally. I do like this angle a lot, too. This is a really good angle. Next one you could have. That is nice. Next angle you could have. Basically the same angle you had from there, but different. Frick, I can't. There you go. Same angle, but from farther away. Same angle, but basically from farther away. Let me put a camera angle of what they would see. Let me pick this back up. From what they would see. So, I'm gonna go, oh, what the hell? These are mainly for, sunrise. This is mainly, I'm gonna be also giving maybe a couple more angles. I know, but personally, these are the angles I know really well. They're gonna be walking, if you see them walking through here, I'm gonna ping it right here. You can see that perfectly. Boom, dead. Boom, dead, and now they're dead. So yeah, those are the main angles of how to dominate sunrise. There's a lot of angles you can have on sunrise. There's a lot of angles you can have on sunrise to freaking free roam on sunrise. So people don't have to worry about cool vibes, stairs. Next angle I'm going to be showing you is also a pretty nice angle. People also come from aquarium. People come from aquarium all the time. Next angle I will be showing you is south hallway. Where's it at? People aren't, sometimes people do check these. Next angle you want to have is this. You could easily watch them go through this door. You can easily watch them walk through. They might drone you out. So if they drone you out, you can have you can have this open if you want. I would recommend it sometimes maybe. But you can have this. Like, it's a really easy way to get some. You could literally phase through you could phase through it. You could easily phase through this. So I probably should have brought my BP. I'm stupid. So I can show you. Hold on, let me go get my BP. I'm stupid. Let me run. I'm gonna try to keep this short. I'm gonna show you 2 more angles because this is already almost a 17-minute video, and I'm trying to keep this short so I don't lose interest. So let me show you what they will see. Put it right here. I said crouch all the way down. You want to have this right here. Right here. See? They don't see really. They're walking up. They're not gonna be focused on this hallway. They're mainly not gonna be focused on this hallway. But it's also still like a really good angle. So let's say they're right there, boom. And then you can swing and then, you know, if there's somebody there. People also mainly know this peak, but let's say somebody's like, oh, somebody's focused aqua door. You could flick and then kill them really easily. I'm gonna try to cover all sites in the quick minute, but that's mainly all the peaks you could have pretty much hallway. I'm gonna give you a little also tip for this could also work for defense and offense. This angle right here. This angle right here. So let's say you see somebody walking up. Yo, somebody's walking up. Boom, dead. They have to. They're gonna be coming through this line of sight. You can be like, let's see if I can flank them. Boom, dead from literally this angle right here. This can work on offense and defense. I'd mainly use it on offense if you're planting. Offense if you're planting. Defense, 2 would be good, but mainly I would mainly use it on offense. This is mainly supposed to be free roam, but free roaming is pretty easy, to say the least. This is also an angle you could use. You could just kill them. But next one, you could also, like I said, you could also use this sunrise bar for some good angles. And yeah, these are all the angles I know personally of. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.